Good morning, JCC Fitness friends. Welcome to the lobby, the waiting room. This is where we turn the live feed on and we stand around and wait for a few minutes before people join up. One thing I'm noticing as we do these videos is that the first couple minutes are always the awkward minutes. I hope you're up and ready to go. Good morning, Oliver. Farrah's letting me know as you come in. We decided anybody who's late this morning is going to have to do push-ups at the end, so Farrah's going to keep track. Of course, if you're watching this video recorded, then that's not going to mean quite as much to you, so you'll just have to do the push-ups at the end. Either way. Morning, Linda. Marcia, good morning. Let's see if we can keep the cats out of the shot today. They've been roaming around. Hi, Sharon. Everybody got some water? I know I'm going to need it. So, we're doing the same routine today. I think we'll do it one more week, and then depending on how things are going, we'll change it up the following week. I mentioned the first time I did this that I like to think of this. Linda doesn't get. Oh, well, because you're on time. You guys are fine. But as I was saying, benchmarking, right? Giving yourself a way of measuring your progress. Not everybody necessarily needs to do that. Some people feel, that the exercise is enough. I like to check in once in a while to find out, or at least to try to test whether or not I think something's improved. So you can do that a lot of ways. I mean, you could pick one thing, let's say a push-up, and say, all right, well, I can do 20 today, and now a week later I can do 25. Something like this, where it's a whole routine, is really a way of testing the overall workout, right? The way that you feel at the end. Are you getting through the same routine in less time? Are you getting through it and having more energy at the end? Things like that you can try to use to assess whether or not you're making progress in your fitness. And I find that motivating sometimes when I find, oh, hey, I'm doing better. As you know, those of you who know me, after having the hip surgery, a lot changed. And I will say, oddly enough, in the few weeks that we've been doing these classes, I'm finding some improvement. Because I'm right at the point now where I'm beginning to do more exercise on the leg, and I'm beginning to see some progress. I've got a little ways to go, but the progress, that having a way to measure that progress makes a difference. All right, how are we doing, Farrah? What do we got on there? Hey, Larry. Larry, you're on time. All right. One thing we're still trying to figure out doing this Facebook Live thing is whether or not, or whose name comes up versus how many people are actually watching. Because I've noticed that it seems like there are certain people whose names pop up. I don't know if that has to do with who we're friends with, but we may have more people actually who show up on the number of people watching. But, all right. Farrah's going to let me know if anybody shows up late. We'll keep track. We'll issue some push-ups at the end. So, sorry, just some water. Just to review, let's go ahead and just start swinging your arms around a little bit as we're talking. 4 posts or 4 stations on this workout. We do the first station 3 times, 30 seconds of push-ups, 30 seconds of mountain climbers. And then we'd have a minute of simulated jumping rope or some other cardio activity. We're just go up and down with one arm. We're always warming the shoulders up thoroughly because we're going to be doing so many push-ups and mountain climbers at the beginning. And then we follow that with 3 more sets of exercises. The second set we do only 2 times. The third set we do 3 times. And then the last set we do 2 times again. All right? And then we're going to make circles with the arms. Every exercise is 30 seconds at a time. Big circles, right? Keep them loose, keep them loose. Then we're going to go backwards. I really just want you to get your arms as loose and as warm as you can, and we'll move down the body. And then we're going to twist. Give me a nice rotation in the upper body. And I mentioned this being basic training. We would do a lot of these movements as our warm-ups, but they'd be a little more formalized. You know, you'd have to do it in sort of cadence. You'd have to sing while you were doing it. I won't make any of you sing today, and you don't want me to sing. All right, pick your knees up one at a time. We're going to start picking up the pace. Now you notice I'm holding my hands up at a certain height and then trying to lift the knee up to the hand. So, you know, I want to try to get my knee above my waistline and work on getting it higher and higher. Now, obviously, I'm doing that because I'm working on that range of motion in that hip. But generally speaking, this is a good move for warming up your body. Big muscle groups. Simple. Basic. All right, and I'm just take that move and just make it into a little more of a circle so I get a little more range of motion in the hip. And again, you notice how I'm holding the hands up. I do something like this in my karate classes where I'm trying to take this knee, bring it to the opposite hand, and get it across to the other hand without dropping it down. So I'm going for that move right there. Little breath out. And again, just going to warm up the body. I said it before you start to work out, like hard, your body temperature should be elevated, your heart rate should be up. You should feel like you're on the verge of sweating. Let's do 20 jumping jacks. Again, we would be singing. I don't know if I remember all the songs from basic training. Most of them are things you wouldn't want to repeat in mixed company anyway. All right. Shake it out. All right, are we ready for the routine? So the first set through, 30 seconds of push-ups, 30 seconds of mountain climbers, repeated 3 times, followed by 1 minute of jumping rope. Just making sure my speaker's on. Ms. Fair is going to hit the timer. Are you ready? I'm getting down on the floor. Now, quick review. Your push-ups, hands just outside the shoulder width, and the elbows are pointed down into the back. Okay, now you've got variation in push-ups. Wider is okay, elbows in tighter, more tricep. But the main thing is that we do full range of motion. So every time you extend your arms, I don't want your elbow to be bent. I want to see that tricep muscle tense up so your arm fully extends. Just shy of locking your elbow, though. Okay, that's important. So don't get that elbow to pop in place. Slow and steady. 30 seconds. Ms. Farah? All right. Oh, go. I didn't hear a beep. Oh, okay. I'm here waiting for a beep. So full extension, down, full extension. So if you go fast, that's okay. You just want to make sure that every push-up is fully extended arms. Right. We got 10 seconds. Now the first set should get easy, or should be the easy set, right? All right, here we go. Mountain climbers. Now when you're mountain climbing, there's a couple ways to do this. You can do a step if you want to do a little lower impact version. You can jump switch and really pull that knee in, and the closer I pull my knee, the more work I create. So sometimes you see people doing mountain climbers with little steps like this. I'm really trying to get a full range. So even if I'm going a little slower and getting a fuller move, right, I'm getting more work. All right, back to push-ups. Now I can already tell you, since the first week of this, that I can feel a difference in the strength I feel just in this first couple sets. Don't get me wrong, the arms are starting to burn. And remember, if you get fatigued, you can drop down and do your push-ups from the knee position. Right? Nothing wrong with making that little adjustment as you go. Back to mountain climber. Out for my cat and the camera. It's also important to find a rhythm for your breathing.
You don't want to hold your breath. You don't want to be gasping for air. Back to the push-up. So I'm going to go back down to the knees for the last set. But, again, if you're feeling strong, you'll be up here. Now, one thing you do, too, if you're really fatiguing, something called negative push-ups. You just do the down part, and then you get yourself back up again, and you do the negative. This is actually a really good way to develop strength in a lot of different kinds of exercises, just focusing on that negative work. All right, one more set of mountain climbers. One of these days, I'll give you the negative workout. Feeling that burn in your shoulders? Grit your teeth, bear down, keep going. Of course, see, as the instructor, I get to pause and act like I'm giving you instructions. The dirty secret is we're resting. All right, up on your feet. We're jumping a rope for 1 minute. The clock's going, so you can just start. I'm doing a little skipping move here, pretending I'm doing my little skip jump. Finding a rhythm to your breathing, again, is important. So if you're up here and you're doing that, you want to get control of it. Get that rhythm. So I'm doing about, counting my little jumps here. Go back to 2 feet. Breathing in for a couple jumps and out for a couple jumps. Keep it moving. You want to jump higher? 10 seconds. Now, as soon as we hit this beep, we have a minute of rest. A little recovery time. All right, recovery. Get some water. So we switch over to another post. 2 sets, 30 seconds of frog jumps. So getting down in a little crouch, sort of like a squat position, and we hop, trying to stay in that low jump. More work if you can get a good squat at the end of the jump, right? So you jump forward. Now you can do this a couple ways. You can jump to the front, jump to the back, put the arm swing into each jump, right, like that. You can do sideways, we can go in a box. 30 seconds of frog jumps followed by 30 seconds on the mat doing the bicycle crunch. Opposite elbow to opposite knee, okay? Remember, like the push-up, I want you to slow it down and do a fuller range of motion. All right, frog jumps, 30 seconds. Here's a little breath out. And I'm using my arm swing. It's part of every jump. Just varying it up by going sideways. The lower I get, the more I can load the quads up. Sit the hips back into that position so you're not forward over your knees. Trying to keep the angle of my legs and my body. Hold on, we'll get to that point in a minute. On the mat, bicycle crunch. So, going for length here. See a lot of people do things like this, right? Which, it's work, but how about a little more effect if I slow down and emphasize the length of the leg and the twist in the upper body. So I'm really trying to look back over the shoulder. Frog jump. So get down, nice little crouch. Jump. Jump. It's a little hop. If you guys are gung-ho, you know, you can get a little more height. Touch your ceiling, come down. Touch your ceiling, come down. That is brutal. Of course, it depends on how high your ceiling is. If you're in your basement and your ceilings are this high, well, it's not so bad. All right. Bicycle crunch. So here's that twist and reach. Here's the breathing. If you're doing this, so we've got a little cardio routine after this. As soon as you get up, it's 50 jumping jacks, followed by 15 burpees, and then we get our rest. 50 jumping jacks. I'm at 10. Set your own pace. That's 20 for me. And that's 30. 40. Get ready for the burpees. 15. And one more. All right, 15 burpees on your own pace. Now remember, the push-up is optional. You can just drop down, jump in, and up. It's hard to leave the push-up out. That's 3. I'm going for my ceiling again. That's 4. Whoa. Boy, that hip. 5. Huh? 6. They're making comments at me over there in the sidelines. Do you have a peanut gallery at your house? I bet some of you are already done and you're waiting for me. Come on, old man. Pick up the pace. I got 5 more to go. 1, 2, 3, 2 more. Now I'm starting to step. Remember, as soon as you tire out, and nailed that last one in. Okay, 1 minute of rest. Catch your breath. Drink some water. Third post coming up. That feels good. It's definitely burning. All right. So we're doing 3. By the way, keep your body moving while you're resting. So 3 sets of 30-second planks followed by 30-second Russian twists. Nice and simple. Catch your breath. Now, if you're out of breath, again, you might find yourself really gasping. What you can do to control it, nice, slow, deep breaths. So, take a second to control the pattern of your breathing. Don't let it control you. Now, I've got to talk. It's a little tougher to do that. All right, 30-second plank. I'm down on the elbows in the hover. It's another place where you can try to regulate your breath. We're not doing all the jumping around. So slow breaths into the nose. And then nice and slow out of the mouth. And every time you exhale, kind of deepen that pull in your abs. You might be able to hear a little quiver in my voice. All right, so sitting up for the Russian twist. If you brought a prop with you, right, you can be holding that in your hands. I'm just going for an empty-handed twist. Again, find a rhythm for the breath. In for a couple reps, and out for a couple reps. It's really a good way to start the day. All right, back to the plank. And if you want to add some variation to your planks, you can do things like toe taps as an option. Remember, though, the hips stay level. So when I lift this leg up, I don't want my pelvis to drop. I just want to keep it level while I do the taps. So if a plain old 30-second plank is feeling a little too pedestrian for you, that's my vocabulary word for the day. Back to the twist. Remember, we got 1 more set of each of these coming up after this. So do you have a weight in your hand? Twist. Now, when you're doing a Russian twist, you've got 2 options, right? The feet or the heels can stay on the ground, it's a little easier. Or if you tip back, try to balance with the feet up in the air. Notice as I twist that I actually let the legs twist a little bit with it. Counterbalances my weight. Going back to the plank. Up on the toes, hips are level. Remember what I was saying a minute ago, whenever you exhale, you deepen that pull in the abs, so you tense them up just a little bit. You can use the breath out as your little cue for the tightening of the abs. Hear the shake. All right, one more set of Russian twist, and then we've got a little cardio blast coming up for a minute. So we're going to do 30 lunge jumps. That's 15 switches, right? 1, 2, 3, right? 15. Or count them each individually. 1, 2, 3, up to 30. And then we all like to count differently. All right, here we go. Jump switch. So in the lunge, that's 1, 2, 3, and so on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Of course, you can get lower for more work. 10, and it's going to slow us down. 11, 12, but if you want to get that burn in the quads, you can really emphasize the depth. Slow down, go deeper. Ugh. And then you'll find out how weak your legs are, at least. That's what's happening to me. This leg has really got a lot to recover, so guys, cheer me on here. I'm going to come up a little higher so I can do the last few and hold you guys up. So, shallower depth. 7, 8. The legs are burning. I'm going to do 2 more, steep as I can. And then, wow. Tell you, if you've ever had a setback like this, medical, injury, I guess that counts as medical. The mental fortitude and the willpower to come back is significant. I will say something, having been basically fit most of my life, this is one of the first times in my life I've ever had to regain. So, I have to turn around and be my own trainer. All right, so we've got two more exercises to go for the final post. We're doing 30 seconds of reverse crunches. That's lying on your back. Hands planted under the hips if you like. Lifting your feet up and curling over and then down. And then we flip back over to push-ups for 30 seconds. We do those twice. Reverse crunch. So here's the move. A few variations on this. As I said, you can put your hands right under the hips. And that gives you a little support on this down part. Notice, by the way, I'm not going out here with the legs, okay? I'm actually just trying to focus on that part of the move right there. Pulling with the abdominals. When I'm exhaling, I am deepening the pull here and focusing on the abs, pulling the legs over. All right, flip it right over. Push-ups for 30 seconds. Remember, you can be on the knees. You can be on the toes. If you feel like you can't do the lift, right, with full extension, just do the negative. Lie on your stomach, flop yourself back up however you need to, and then fight your way down on the negative. If you just try that for fun, isn't it fun? You may find that the negative push-up is pretty devastating. All right, back to the reverse curl. 30 seconds. So another variation on this would be to curl over a little farther and then to come down slower. But I want you to really focus on how your lower back feels with these, okay? Reverse crunches are a great exercise, but they can be challenging on the lower back, especially if you've already got something going on. In which case, you can hover here, lift your head up, and just do a small crunch like this. All right, back to the last set of push-ups. So nice and slow. See, I'm going down slow and then up quick, going for that full extension, trying to tense up the triceps at the top. Full range of motion. I watch lots of people in the gym doing things like this, right? You could do 100 of those, but that full range is going to give you more bang for your buck. All right, now we're bear crawling around our house for a minute. So I'm just going backwards and forwards. If you want to, you could walk in a circle. If going backwards is really messing with your head. But I think going backwards is great practice for building coordination. So what's the step? I bring one leg forward, right? And the same hand. So you can do each piece one at a time, right? Hand, foot, hand, foot. I said that wrong. Hand, foot, opposite hand, opposite leg. Hand, foot. To go backwards, you got to do the opposite. Foot, hand, foot, hand, foot, hand, foot, hand, so on. Okay? That means we got 10 seconds left. Now don't go anywhere. All right, nice job. We made it through. All right, who was late today? Anybody late? Okay, I'll tell you what. This is up to you. If you were here on time, good job. You don't owe me anything, but a little trainer peer pressure. Let's see who's got 20 push-ups in them. Full range, slow and controlled. Negatives if you want, okay? So do as many positive push-ups as you can. That means pushing yourself back up. And when you can't do another one, then you lower yourself down slowly for the rest of them. All right? Let's give it a try. Who's with me? Larry, are you with me? Linda? Yeah? Are you with me? Okay. Here we go. 20 push-ups at your own pace. Go for it. 1, 2. Full range of motion. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 11. Starting to slow down. 12, 13. Full range. 14. It's okay if they start getting slow and difficult. This is what you want. It's that struggle through the last few. 2. I got 3 more to go. 1, 2, and 3. All right. Nice job, everybody. Listen, before you go, make sure you're doing a cool down after this, okay? So keep your body moving. Do some stretches. Chest stretch if you have a doorway nearby. Arms through the door. If you're in part of your house where you've got a corner, I'll use this corner over here, you can actually put your forearms up on the wall facing into the corner to get the chest stretch after the push-ups. If not, this is okay. Palms up and open the chest up and pull apart. Well, I'm sweating pretty good. I feel better. Definitely third time through, I feel like I've gotten better at that routine. Still struggling with my burpees, still struggling with that jump lunge split. So reconditioning the legs is a project. I bet you some of you are way ahead of me in that department. Nice job. Let's see. What else coming up this morning, Ms. Farah? Planks with Pete at 6:45. And I think we got a HIIT class coming up later today with Ahmad. I think that's at 9:30. So great job, everyone. Really can't wait to see you again. Larry, I'll probably walk by your house again later today. Have a great one. See you next time.